Step back in time to the 17th century, where one of history's most astonishing economic tales unfolds in the heart of Europe, the Dutch Republic. Amidst the storied Dutch Golden Age, an era brimming with scientific discovery, maritime prowess, and artistic mastery, emerges a financial phenomenon that would forever be known as Tulipomania. This unprecedented event represents the world's first recorded financial bubble, an episode where the unassuming tulip bulb became a symbol of wealth and an incredibly sought-after commodity. The Netherlands during this golden era, extending through the 1600s, witnessed extraordinary economic growth. Commerce thrived, science advanced, and art flourished. Within this vibrant environment of prosperity and cultural richness, tulipomania took root. The tulip, introduced to the Dutch from the Ottoman Empire, was unlike any flower seen before. Its vivid colors and unique patterns turned it into an exotic treasure that drew the admiration and desire of the affluent. The wealthy sought to possess these rare bulbs not only for their beauty, but also as emblems of social prestige. As the demand for tulips surged, the flower transitioned from a gardener's delight into the cornerstone of a speculative frenzy. Tulips began to be traded with zeal, and their prices soared to staggering heights. They turned into one of the Dutch Republic's luxury items, with certain bulbs commanding prices on par with houses at the peak of the mania. It was during this swelling tide of speculation that tulipomania transitioned from a luxury market to an economic case study, a phenomenon that would later become a cautionary tale in financial circles for centuries to come. Within the borders of the 17th century Dutch Republic, a vivid fascination unfolded as unparalleled beauty emerged from the soil. Tulips, with their vibrant colors and exotic origins, became more than mere flowers. They were a symbol of status, wealth, and opulence. It was their diverse hues and shapes that enthralled the Dutch, each bulb promising a unique floral spectacle cherished by botanists and aristocrats alike. As the tulip's popularity soared, its cultivation evolved into a dedicated craft. Dutch gardens swiftly turned into centers of horticultural artistry, with tulips at the heart of this blooming enterprise. By the mid-1600s, the tulip trade was flourishing. Towns like Haarlem became hubs for tulip growers and traders, with bulbs being sold and resold, even before they had broken ground. Countless fortunes were made and lost in the pursuit of the most coveted varieties. A spectacular display of tulip diversity unfolded, with the Semper Augustus, a striking red and white striped variety, and the Viceroy, flaunting flames of red and yellow, becoming the period's most sought-after blooms. These flowers weren't just plants. They were living art pieces, capturing the essence of a burgeoning economic era defined by desire and extravagance. With each tulip's unveiling, the Dutch were reminded of nature's ability to mirror their own aspirations and dreams. In the heart of the Dutch Golden Age, as the 17th century was bustling with commerce and culture, a lesser-known economic innovation was taking root, one that would lead to extraordinary levels of financial speculation: the tulip bulb futures contracts. These contracts were agreements to buy tulip bulbs at a predetermined price at a future date, regardless of the market price at the time of delivery. It was a system that bet on the tulip's future worth, an intoxicating gamble that attracted all echelons of Dutch society. This mechanism of financial leverage worked on the premise that the price of tulips would continually rise. The wealthier merchants began trading these futures contracts among themselves, inflating prices heavily. The tulip, once a symbol of status, had now become a commodity for speculation. By the 1630s, even the average John and Johncha were scraping together funds to join the frenzy, often pooling resources in a sort of informal syndicate, eager to stake their claim in what seemed to be an ascending staircase to prosperity. At the height of tulipomania, around 1636 to 1637, the price of some bulbs soared to unprecedented levels, with some reports suggesting that a single bulb could trade for the price of a lavish home. This unprecedented rise was fueled by a potent mix of easy credit, an abundance of greed, and the intrinsic human trait of chasing quick fortunes. The spectacle of the bulb's valuation, outpacing the means of rational trade, only served to draw in more spectators and participants to the market, each hoping to ride the wave of accelerating prices for profits. But as history has taught us time and time again, what goes up must come down. By the early 1630s, the Dutch found themselves in the thick of an unprecedented frenzy. The object of desire? None other than the humble tulip. Tulipomania had reached its zenith, with single tulip bulbs exchanging hands for the price of an upscale Amsterdam house. The Semper Augustus, famed for its striking petals, was among the most coveted, fetching a price tag that could comfortably feed a family for half a lifetime. As 1637 dawned, whispers of doubt began to permeate the market. Some traders, sensing the unsustainable nature of the prices, started to offload their precious holdings. This seed of uncertainty sprouted rapidly, exacerbated by news of a failed auction in Haarlem, where for the first time, bulb prices plummeted due to a lack of buyers. The once unshakable confidence in the tulip market shattered, giving way to panic. Traders scrambled to sell, but buyers were scarce. By February, the government attempted to intervene, offering to honor contracts at a fraction of their face value, but this did little to stem the tide. The market collapsed, bulb prices tumbling to a mere fraction of their peak values. The aftermath of tulipomania was grim. Fortunes dissipated overnight, leaving many in financial ruin. The Dutch economy reeled from the impact, with trade disrupted and trust in the speculative market severely undermined. Even as the tulip retained its beauty, it had now become a symbol of financial folly. The fallout from this first speculative bubble served as a stark warning, one that echoes through the centuries, reminding us of the fine line between investment and speculation. The downfall of tulipomania brought with it a wave of repercussions throughout Dutch society. The economic landscape, which had been temporarily transformed by the allure and novelty of the tulip, found itself uprooted as prices plummeted and fortunes evaporated overnight. The speculative bubble that had once seemed like a path to wealth for many ended up demonstrating the fickle nature of such ventures. Individual investors, from seasoned traders to novice speculators, found themselves in financial ruin. The collective financial distress rippled through families and communities as many Dutch citizens had mortgaged their homes, land, and belongings in the pursuit of tulip wealth. This loss of personal wealth led to a sobering period of economic hardship and uncertainty. The cultural fabric of Dutch society underwent a transformation as well. The tulip, once a symbol of opulence and status, became an emblem of folly and unrestrained speculation. The social dynamics shifted, instilling a newfound caution in financial matters within the population and influencing future economic policy for generations to come. Even art and literature of the time began to reflect themes of warning against excess and the dangers of avarice. The effects of the tulip bubble's burst were felt not just in economic terms, but in the very way the Dutch related to their economy and each other. History has a habit of repeating itself, and this is especially evident when we consider tulipomania, the first recorded economic bubble, and the speculative frenzies that have emerged in modern financial markets. The tulip craze of the 17th century may seem like a quaint chapter of the past, but its echoes can be heard today in the waves of speculation that occasionally sweep through stock markets, real estate, and even digital currencies like Bitcoin. Psychologically speaking, speculative bubbles are fueled by a collective belief that prices will continue to rise, leading to irrational exuberance, a term popularized by economist Alan Greenspan. This mindset drives investors to purchase assets at elevated prices purely in the hope of selling them later at an even higher cost. Fear of missing out, or FOMO, often exacerbates the situation as more and more participants are drawn into the fray, pushing prices to unsustainable heights. It's a pattern we've seen re-emerge in various forms, from the dot-com bubble of the late 1990s to the housing market crash in 2007-2008. From tulipomania, we can extract critical lessons about financial literacy and market behavior. One key takeaway is the importance of understanding the intrinsic value of an asset rather than getting caught up in market hype. Another lesson is the need for caution when trading on credit or with leverage, as many did with tulip bulbs when they signed futures contracts they couldn't afford to honor. Moreover, Tulipomania serves as a reminder to question the sustainability of rapidly increasing asset prices and to recognize the signs of speculative bubbles, such as unusually high volume trading and widespread public fascination. In considering the historical significance of Tulipomania, we not only gain insight into the economic patterns of the past, but also develop foresight that can guard us against repeating similar mistakes. By drawing on these parallels and reflecting on the psychological drivers of market speculation, we encourage a thoughtful approach to investment and a deeper appreciation for economic cycles. As we ponder on these lessons, let's carry them forward, striving for more informed decision-making and responsible financial behavior in today's dynamic economic environment. Thank you for joining us on the Daily History Podcast as we wandered through the tulip fields of speculation and emerged with insights into the first financial bubble. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your thoughts and suggestions for future episodes in the comments below. We're eager to hear what history mysteries you want us to explore next. And remember, the suggestion with the most likes will get special consideration for an upcoming show. Until next time, keep digging into the stories that define our humanity.